You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
Oilers Golden Knights Game 2 as they get ready to lay it on the line.
Lay it on the line.
The voice of a generation.
You held that last note so good. Good work,
Classically trained.
I was in the
Tremendous
choir
stuff.
once, you know.
Like a young Susan Boyle.
Back at that's
a good call. That's a good call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Voice of an angel.
I was in the choir once when I was in England, and I was also on the football team. They called it back then. A young Troy Bolton.
I was going to say, you were like Troy Bolton.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome into Oilers Nation Everyday, a Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the program that comes to you live from the Sports Closet studio. From jerseys to hats to the legendary foam finger, you'll find it all and more at the Sports Closet. We are also a presentation of Bet365. Download the app. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The people loved it, Liam. The people loved it.
Yeah, that one. I didn't really. I'm not surprised that worked.
You were very confident in your abilities to execute?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that song a few times recently. So I'm excited for tonight's game, though. And I think that's a good way to kick it off.
Yeah, so much so you're singing on camera.
But do you get it? Have you seen the ad?
No.
What?
Have you not been watching playoff hockey on Sportsnet?
Oh, just television?
Yeah, just any TV program where they play that ad 40 times an hour?
Which ad?
The Rogers playoff ad. That's like, it has all the players walking slow.
One more time, please.
Lay it on the line.
So, okay, full disclosure. Been going to all the home games.
Okay.
Flex.
Yeah.
And when I watch the games at home, it's times with Crawford's bedtime.
Yeah.
So I have to watch. I normally, the games start at 8:20-ish. I'm normally at my TV at 9 playing catch up. So I fast forward through every commercial. And then I was just in Toronto watching the game, and the bar wouldn't put the sound on.
Okay.
And then me and shout out Jay Rosehill. He's on Team Leafs Nation. Me and him canvassed the whole bar to get them to agree like the patrons of the bar, to get them to agree to have the sound of the game on. And then from the second half of the game, they put it on. So that was the first time I was exposed to any commercials.
That's crazy.
That adds up then.
Yeah.
I'll let you off.
Yeah.
Now you've heard it.
The chat can't believe it either. Everyone's saying you're living under a rock.
No.
What was the city of Toronto like?
It was sleepy.
Not playoff.
It was so weird. I did not feel a buzz. I did not feel any energy. Like it was
car flags.
No.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was weird. Even Rosie was saying, he's like when I played here, we sucked. And it would be a Monday night and you would see jerseys walking around and stuff. And I'm sure it's like way, way close because, now with that like plaza and stuff that they have, the watch parties and stuff, probably all the energy is just focused right in there. But yeah, you could not tell it was a game day.
Wow.
No.
Disappointing. Well,
Big city though.
Big city,
It's a
yeah.
monster
But
city.
it just kind of goes to show that there's only one Canadian market who truly deserves to bring it home this year. It's Edmonton.
Yeah, it's
Shout out to our
Edmonton.
friends at Boston Pizza. Planned the parade. I saw someone had the full parade route up in Toronto. I couldn't believe it. But if you manifested, it could happen, Leafs fans, I guess. Shout out to our friends at Boston Pizza. This year, we bring it home. Why not? Manifest it a little bit with BP's, our playoff partner for the season. And tonight, it's a massive playoff game for the Edmonton Oilers. Up 1-0 against the Vegas Golden Knights. And listen, this stat feels much better when you're on the other side of it. 87.6% of teams that go up 2-0 in a series eventually win the series.
What was the one you said before, though, Aaron? Didn't like that one.
So when the away team somebody wins game one, they win 68% of the time.
Okay.
When it's the away team that wins the game, they only win the series 56% of the time. And the worst part, when the home team wins game two to even up the series, they win it 57% of
That
the
is
time.
Numbers
wild.
don't even add up.
So let me just say that, like, I think part of the reason why that number would be skewed that way is because, oh, here we go. This is from Sinbin Vegas. Shout out Ken Bulkey. He's actually a great guy. He's been on the show a bunch.
Yeah.
You'll often see the stat that 68% of the time, the team that wins game one wins the series. However, it's not nearly as stark when the away team wins game one. Away teams win 56% of the time when they win game one. So obviously a big part of that would be the away team is traditionally a big underdog in a series, right? Especially when you consider that half of the series in a Stanley Cup playoffs are round one series where the difference between the favorite and the underdog is a lot bigger than as the series goes on. So that would obviously skew this number quite a bit. And what actually makes this version of the Stanley Cup playoffs so intriguing, Winnipeg, home team, underdog in their series. Toronto, home team, underdog in their series. Washington, home team, underdog in their series. And while the Golden Knights were favorites, it was the thinnest margin of the three series, I believe, coming into this. So it's a weird spot with just kind of how the seeding played out, and I guess in a way how round one played out, where a lot of these home teams were dogs. I don't know. I think I understand where that stat's coming from, but I think the context here is a little bit different. Another thing, Oilers 3-0 on home ice these playoffs.
Oilers' last home loss was game 3 against Florida. Right? So they're on a 5-game win streak at home in the playoffs.
Correct,
Yeah.
Liam.
So that's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like if every series you go into is the road team to start, like you just want to split every series. You want to split on the road, but to split the opening 2 games on the road, they're already better off from where they were in the previous series, going home down 2-0. So they've got themselves out of that hole already. So I think whatever happens tonight, I think the Oilers are still in a pretty good spot.
You did your job no matter
Yeah,
what.
totally.
But there is also the element of like
Pedal to the metal.
pedal to the metal. You have been gifted this opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, you sit down, you play your first hand of blackjack on the Vegas trip, and you hit a 21, and you know, you get your 1.5 pay or 6 to 5 pay, whatever they're doing now in those Vegas casinos. Do you sit there and walk away and go, hey, I'm up? Or do you give her a little bit? Try to make it a real good trip. I know what I would do.
Make it a good trip.
Make it a good trip.
Make it a good trip. We and I know there was some no Petro, no Dorofeyev.
Dorofeyev. The
Yep.
league's least known 35 goal scorer.
Yeah, I know. But we showed that we showed we're the better team.
Yep.
We did.
You don't accidentally hold a team to 3 5-on-5 shots on goal in the final 2 periods.
No.
Yeah.
I am very curious to see what kind of impact Pietrangelo will have tonight. He was on the ice, obviously, today in morning skate. Still a good player. Not the player he was, but still playing at a top level for sure.
Yep.
And he changes the look of that blue line. Like we kind of talked about how, you know, it's not like they're playing a scrub, and it's not like their blue line. Like, I mean, granted, the way things have played out changes, but when you looked at that Oilers blue line without Ekholm, it was like, ooh, that might be a problem. When you look at the Golden Knights blue line without Pietrangelo, it's like, okay, you still have Hanifin, you still have Theodore, as much as Theodore has struggled in these
Hanifin
playoffs.
isn't that good.
Oh, you're chum out on Hanifin.
I mean, I'm not chum in on Hanifin.
Yeah.
That's without Petey.
He's still a good player, but I think Jay is right. He's not as good as he's
Like-
advertised to be.
Yeah.
Didn't notice him a lot last game, that's for sure.
I noticed him when Janmark had the 2-on-1. And then I'm like, wow, he is really playing the pass. And Janmark said, man, he's really playing the pass. I better pass it.
Well, when you have the red-hot Connor Brown opening up for a one-timer.
And when you can obviously, like, we have the benefit of, like, the TV angle, but you saw TV angle, how much, like, low blocker, like, left side of the net was open. You're like, oh. Like, even the goalie was
Yeah, he was waiting.
Yeah.
Classy game, Mark.
You don't get more of a prime scoring spot than that.
that was
No.
money. And Hanifin was like, hey,
screenshot
just do
hilarious.
it. Just do it, man.
All right, once again, our playoff coverage brought to you by Boston Pizza. It's been 32 long years. The drought has gone on too long, so we're not just hoping for a win. We're manifesting it with Boston Pizza. Gentlemen, let's get to a couple more game notes for tonight, brought to you by our friends at the Garage Superstore. I got this one today, Liam, if
You
you want.
want me to take over?
Can you sing it?
No, but I can't say it.
I'd like Liam to do it again.
Do you have it up?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll do it. Garage
I'll
upgrade.
start. Garage Superstore.
Garage upgrades or garage upgrades and accessories made easy. They have 6 full-size garages at their store in Southwest Edmonton. I don't even understand how you say it, but you can walk through real setups. They also carry vehicle hoists and storage racks to maximize space and efficiency. You can shop online or in-store, 3407 Calgary Trail Northwest on the south side, or garagesuperstore.ca.
I think they liked it when I read it yesterday.
Everything I
We
heard,
got feedback.
we got feedback, and it was positive feedback.
Yeah, so that's good. You're welcome.
The Edmonton Oilers obviously hold the Golden Knights to just 3 5-on-5 shots on goal in the final 2 periods. In the game as a whole, Vegas only had 7 shot attempts from high danger areas in that hockey game.
4 in the first period.
3 of them in the first, and then they managed to get 4 in the third, with a couple of them coming right at the end.
Is that all, not just 5 and 5, just
All
everything?
strengths. So that includes their power play time.
Power play. Did they pull the goal?
If you go 5 on, or if you go just 5-on-5, they did pull their goalie. If you go just 5-on-5, they had 2 high danger attempts in the first and 1 in the third. That was it.
The Oilers did a really good job. And having no Dorofeyev again, I'll be interested to see if they try and spread out the offense a little bit. They did move William Karlsson down away from the Eichel and Stone line.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they put Tanner Pearson up there, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm curious to see what the forward lines will be tonight. I do fully expect, this is it. Yeah, there you go. To spread it out a little bit. Like even Thomas Hertl, like he was quiet as well for a guy who had 30 plus goals this season. Barbashev, former Oilers pick, first line with Eichel and Stone. Yeah, that's not too surprising.
Was Barbashev a former Oilers pick, or was he selected using an Oilers
Yeah,
draft
he was
pick?
in the David Perron trade.
It was the pick they
that
used.
pick,
though.
yeah.
Yeah. Draft picks rights traded. Yeah, you're right. Oh, the old David Perron deal, hey?
Still kicking.
We then-
David.
Kicking.
Yeah, he was still
The
he
trade
was-
tree.
He was actually pretty good with the Ottawa Senators too.
Yeah.
He's a really good player.
He shouldn't retire.
I also think the David Perron trade tree dies with the Rob Klinkhammer acquisition.
No one wanted to trade for old Robbie.
No, I don't.
Olympian.
My apologies.
Olympian.
Same to you, Alex Plant.
Perron. So the Oilers acquire him, and it was just him. Oh, 3rd round pick that turned into a bust. Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Rob Klinkhammer and a 1st round pick for David Perron.
Oh, no.
That 1st round pick traded for Griffin Reinhart. Matt Barzal.
Wow.
Son of a bitch, eh?
That'll do it.
That's how they get you, as the kids
Although,
say.
Does the trade tree continue with Mitchell Stevens?
No, I
It
don't.
does.
Pardon?
He got traded to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
But not from the Oilers.
No, but you can go off a different branch.
Nah, that's not really how trade trees work, Liam.
Yeah, it is.
There's branches on trees.
Yeah.
I know, but that's
It's not just one. You don't just go straight up.
really impressed, obviously, with the Oilers' 4th line last game against the Golden Knights. With those 3 on the ice, they outshot the Vegas Golden Knights 6-0, despite the fact that that trio did not start a single shift in the offensive zone. So, again, the Oilers' depth was just giving the Golden Knights all sorts of problems, and it's really negated the one thing that home teams used to have when they played the Oilers, which was you could just load up all your defensive specialists and your best D pairing and be like, you play against Connor and Leon, everyone else break even. All of a sudden, it is that much more difficult for the everything else just break even thing to go the other team's way when the Oilers roll into their building. So, yeah.
That 4th line, I think the best part about them is they're pretty safe. At least 2 of them. Arvidsson's a bit of a wild card. You don't always know what he's going to get up to, but Podkolzin and Janmark don't really make too many errors with the puck, do they? They're pretty standard, straightforward guys. They're going to go out there. They're going to work hard.
Should probably shoot. Both of them should probably shoot more.
Yeah, that's definitely something that plays them both.
Arvidsson subscribed to the 4th line role. He's putting in the effort. Like he's tiny, but he's a dog too, right?
Yeah,
and he's
he is.
a puck hound. Podkolzin is a unit and a puck hound.
They bring their lunch pail because they've worked with Janmark, they've worked with Leon, they've worked with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. You can kind of put anyone with them.
Yeah,
That's a good point. I forgot they had a nice little run with Nuge.
Yeah, they are a good duo.
I just like how everyone has clearly found a role right now. No one's like, there's not really a conversation of like, oh, this guy needs to be high, this guy needs to be lower. It's just like, and it's because they're all playing so well, but it's something, again, like you said, Ty, we haven't seen ever.
Yeah.
A very long time at least.
Yeah.
It's some. Okay, our guest is here. Star Mechanical Guest Line, Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more about what makes them one of Edmonton's top locally owned businesses by visiting them online at starmechanical.ca. Residential, commercial, 24/7 emergency service. They do it all, and they do it well at Star Mechanical. Jason Gregor, one half of the DFO Rundown, the host of the aptly named Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440, and right here on the Oilers Nation YouTube joins us. Gregs, how are you doing?
Good. I just came in from cleaning the garage, so yeah, I'm great.
Garage. Yeah, well, if you need some new vehicle hoists, our friends at Garage Superstore can hook you up.
English language. I'm the English guy.
Decent point. Gregs, let's start. We were just talking about the Oilers' depth before we brought you on. Like, again, Arvidsson and Podkolzin seem to be really buying into this identity on the fourth line, and they're getting contributions from Brown, and Frederick looks better. The second line's good. How sustainable do you think this play from the, let's call it the bottom nine, how sustainable do you think it is?
Well, I think very much so. Like, Victor Arvidsson led the team in shots in game one. He only played like just under 10 minutes at 5-on-5. And he's always been actually a fairly high volume shooter. Podkolzin's a good forechecker. Janmark might be their smartest defensive player. And Podkolzin, like those two, they don't make any mistakes. That's what you can trust them to play anywhere on the ice. Now, Podkolzin's not going to bring you a ton of offense, right? And Janmark, for the most part, isn't in the huge offense. He's already scored 2 goals, which is great. But as you guys alluded to, the 2-on-1, it's not necessarily his forte at times, but if it's a breakaway, then he'll score. So I don't mind that line at all. Trent Frederick, to me, the minute they traded for him, I was pounding the pavement. They got to sign this guy. And, people got all upset because he wasn't playing. I'm like, I don't even care if Frederick plays this year. Trent Frederick long-term is what Edmonton needs because, who knows, Kane might have one more year. You need guys like Frederick. And I don't think Oilers fans have even seen just how robust he can be. He's getting better all the time, but he's got much more of a mean streak than we've seen thus far. And that'll continue to come out. Like now, Connor Brown, he has 4 goals, but 2 of them are empty nets. So, hey, if you're on the ice with an empty net, I think it's sustainable that he scores that again. But 2 goals in 7 games at 5-on-5 isn't like a ridiculous number that he has to pick up on. It's surprising maybe because you have lots of different guys contributing. But I wrote the article before the series started. Like every guy in the Oilers had at least 2 20-goal seasons except Frederick, Podkolzin, and Janmark. And Podkolzin and Janmark have had a 19 and 18-goal season. And Podkolzin comes in the lowest at quote, only 14. So all these guys have shown they have an ability to score, right, and contribute. So, and if you get a bunch of guys with 2, 3, 4 goals in the playoffs, you're doing pretty good.
I always find Frederick, he always has a high danger chance every game. Like he always finds himself in the right situation or creates.
Scored 18 goals as a guy who was playing third line minutes in Boston.
Yeah. Like every game, he's a factor. And you're right, Gary. He's getting better every game, more noticeable every night. And when that mean streak, and we want to see it obviously within the rules of the game because we can't afford any penalties. But as that percolates, as this series evolves with Petro back in the lineup and maybe a little bit more truculence,
well, I think it might because I don't know if you guys saw Cassidy's comments. Like he was pretty pissed off at his lack of forecheck from it. Like they were forechecking terrible, right? Like you'll see it. I put the highlight of the Oilers' first goal where the forecheckers literally just backed off, and John Klingberg's like, all right, 2 steps, bomb it out to Draisaitl at center, and then a few seconds later, Corey Perry scored a goal. So, and that happened, like Edmonton scored 4 goals off the rush in game 1. Vegas came in as the #1 team in the NHL, allowing, scoring goals off the rush, and they only had 1. So, Edmonton kind of beat them at their own game, and they didn't forecheck very well. My question is, do they have the speed consistently to forecheck on an Oilers team that's a lot quicker than people think, and their defense would move the puck very quickly and very effectively?
Mm-hmm. What do you make of Pietrangelo coming back into the lineup tonight? What kind of impact do you think he'll have?
Well, it's obviously an upgrade, right, over Korzak. There's no question there. And even Haig, like Haig was 5th in ice time in game 1 for Vegas, and he's been playing with Pietrangelo. So they kind of run their defense a little bit like Edmonton, where they don't really have like set D pairs anymore. They rotate guys around if you're looking at their time on ice together against Minnesota. And so I think we'll see that. Now, if he was only sick, he should be fine. But is Pietrangelo sick or is he injured, right? Hey, you'll say anything in the playoffs. So we'll see, because I had Ken Bulke on from Sinbin, and he wasn't sure that he was sick. So that's where, that's coming from guys in Vegas. So, we'll see if he's a little nicked up, then, hey, anytime you're not 100%, there's a chance that the other guys can beat you. Now, Pietrangelo didn't have a dominant season like he's had in the past. So, he's not the guy who used to control the game a lot, but he's still pretty good and he's big and he'll get in the way. And, if anything, he'll cheap shot somebody. I don't mean that as a, that's just how he plays, right? So that'll probably ignite a little bit more emotion in the game.
Yeah, that's fair. The other thing too, like talking about what's gone right for the Oilers over this 5-game winning streak now, but like Game 5 against the Kings, Game 6 against the Kings, Connor and Leon really didn't get a lot going offensively. And I know that last game they had the 2 points, the Perry goal and the Draisaitl goal, but like the power play still went 0 for 2. Like for the people who maybe would sit there and be like, the Oilers going to keep getting these contributions from their depth, I would argue Connor and Leon are actually probably due for a big night at some point here where the power play cashes in and they have their usual 3-4 points. Like they're always good for 1 or 2 of those in a series. I would argue even if the depth slows down, like we might have another level for Connor and Leon right away here.
Oh yeah, without question. They're due for, if Mikko Rantanen scoring 3 goals a period, out of it will right now. McDavid, we saw his first game, third period, although the Oilers lost, that, he can take it over and Draisaitl just finds ways to score. It is funny that when you get depth scoring, even though Draisaitl and McDavid get 2 points, it doesn't stand out as much as it used to, which is a good thing. And I think, hey, good teams, that's why I've always argued. I never loved that, McDavid's not that good because they haven't won the cup. It's such a ridiculous, asinine assessment. You need good teams to win. McDavid went nuclear last year and they lost in Game 7. I don't think he played poorly. They just lost a game. So you need good depth to win. And right now the Oilers have good depth and it's playing well. And it's a confident group. Like you see guys like Connor Brown, his celebration when he came after scoring, like he walked Shea Theodore guys. Like it wasn't like he was, he's walking, Jay Doughton in men's league. Like he's walking Shea Theodore at center
Heard that guy's
ice,
pretty good.
right? And like Theodore is one of the best defensemen in Canada. He's one of the best defensemen in the world. And Brown just went right by him like he was a pylon almost. And then his celebration when he goes to the bench, he's just like, yeah, I expect to score right now. That's kind of the part I loved about it. Like he's got a ton of confidence where he comes back. He's just like, yeah, that's right. I can score. And that's what you need, right? That you want guys to believe in themselves. I think Hyman said it. He goes, man, Brown's got a real high level of belief in himself. And when you have that, it makes a big difference.
Speaking of belief, man, a lot of belief in Calvin Pickard right now. 5 straight wins for him. One of the best segments going in, I think, all of sports hockey or in hockey content is when you have Kevin Woodley on. He is unbelievable on your show. But what do you make? I mean, obviously, again, you talk to Woodley, you talk to goaltending experts. Has Pickard done enough to earn a leash here where, like, hey, let's say they lose tonight and he's not good. Has he done enough to maybe he gets one bad start before you look to make a goalie change?
It's a good question. I think it's kind of a few parts here. Now, did he have a bad game just because it was a bad game? Or is he a little bit fatigued because he hasn't played 6 consecutive games in however long? I know he played a little bit more down the stretch, which was good for him. And, and then the other factor is, Stuart Skinner last year in the playoffs, when he came back, he was outstanding in his final 15 games, right? Like he only allowed more than 2 goals 4 times in 15 starts. So I think there's hey, if we want to keep Pickard in the rotation, like maybe he comes back for a game rather than we wait till we need him. And if all of a sudden, Pickard, has a problem in Game 5 of the 3rd round and Stuart Skinner hasn't played in a month. So I just wonder if I don't know if it's just, I had a bad game, he's out. I think they look at all parts of the equation to see what's best for the duo and see, because, I do think Pickard, and even the head coach said it, like, hey, I think Skinner's going to start at some point. He just didn't know when. Right. And so I'm sure that they factor in fatigue. And the other thing, guys, is, as Woodley's has taught me a lot, like pre-scouting matters. And they're going to want to watch. Pickard had a pretty easy first game, right? Like I don't know if I'll have it in my article today coming up on the GDB about, just the lack of shot attempts, the lack of shots through like franchise lows for Vegas in that game. So, Pickard, good for him. He played well. Like, obviously, the first goal is completely, lucky double deflection off a skate, and then Stone scores once. Other than that, he was fine. But I still think they'll use both guys, and I won't be surprised if we see Skinner at some point in the series.
Yeah.
Question. I don't know how to word it without just saying it.
Yeah, dump it.
But does goaltending actually matter on this team? Like, I truly don't believe it does, because you look at those first 2 games, the defense and the whole team in front was horrendous in front of Skinner. From that point on, this team has just decided to play as a team and play defense, and now Pickett's doing so well. I believe Skinner would have done the same.
Liam, I'm totally with you, man. I know people don't like to hear it. Now, the difference is Skinner in the first 2 games, he didn't allow a bad goal. He didn't make a big save, right? And so Pickard, what he has done, in his first few games, like game 3, 4, and 5, he made some key saves. And so I think there was a difference. I don't want to downplay what Pickard did. There was a difference. When you're looking at the overall environment, like Kevin Woodley talked about, in the first 2 games, the expected save percentage of the team was .872. Since then, it's .916. Well, that's a pretty big difference. It's a pretty better environment for your goaltender. So I'm not going to go as far as say goalies never matter, because they will matter at some point. Like we saw with Skinner last year in game 6 against Dallas. Like if he doesn't steal that game, now they got to go into Dallas for game 7. Who knows what happens? But I think when the Oilers, the way they're built, their goaltenders aren't paid to be their top guys. Hell, their goaltenders aren't even in the top 12 salaries on the team. I might even be lower than that if I went through it, list by list on the Oilers. So, because think about, like, Jeff Skinner makes more than Stuart Skinner, and he's not even playing. So, your assessment, I would agree with that. They're not built to be a major difference maker. They play an important position, though, so you need them to be consistent.
Now, this is kind of like a question that pertains to that, but like it's like more in the woo-woo side of things. Yeah, spiritually, maybe.
Okay.
Do you not? And in the first round, like, it's hard to argue this point I'm about to make, but do you find that they might play different in front of Pickard than they do Skinner?
I know people say that. Like you look at, remember in game 3, so the Oilers got up 2-0, and then they played like crap, and they were down 3-2. And then they score a goal, and then the worst challenge in playoff history happens, and they get momentum and score again. So maybe, but Chris Knobloch was asked that question. He's like, man, I don't believe, because I'm trying to think at any moment when you're on the ice, if you're John Klingberg, you're in the corner. Ooh, Pickard's in net. I think I'm going to make this 80-foot pass. Oh, but Stuart Skinner's there. Nah, I think I'm going to put it off the boards. Like, I don't think in the split-second moments you think that way. Maybe there's body language at times, but Stuart Skinner was also the goalie who backstopped them all the way to game 7, the Stanley Cup final last year. Like, so unless something happened behind the scenes, I don't know. I think that's it's water cooler talk. I'm just not sure there's much substance to it. Like, I know he had a better record in the regular season, but we also have to admit he mainly played the bottom 10 teams in the league, so he should beat them.
I'm not saying that there's maybe drama, but like you look at last year's playoffs, and we just put Pickard in for one game, got the win, and went back to Skinner. And now
he
we're
played
riding
twice, right? No, Pickard played 2 games. He won the first one, lost the second one. Yeah, he
Besser
played game
scored the
4.
winner.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I'm looking again at Skinner last year. Like, even in the Cup final, he was giving him really good starts. So it is a decent point. And I know, again, a lot of the goalie people, we had Steve Peters on, who does a great job breaking down that stuff. And even he was like, man, listen, at some point, you're going to have to go to Stu. It's just a matter of, do you get out in front of it? Like, if you lose today 4-3, do you sit there and go, you know what? Before we even find out if Calvin Pickard's too tired, back on home ice, let's give Stu a game, or do you let it ride? It's an interesting thing, but again, if you go up 2-0 tonight, there's no question about who your game 3 starter is. Greg, appreciate you popping on. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, boys. Have a good one.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Jason Gregor, Sports 1440. We'll put a link. They got their own YouTube up going right now as well, where you can find more content from all the guys over there. We'll put it in. You can go subscribe.
He played 2 full games?
Yeah. He won game 5.
No. He won game 4 when they were down 2-1.
Lost
overtime.
game 5, 3-2.
Brock Besser scored with 30 seconds left.
JT Miller scored.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was JT Miller. Yeah.
But they absolutely buried us that game. I think Pickard made like 35.
Yeah,
saves.
it's because I'm morphing, because he actually stood on his head.
Yeah, he was their best player.
He came and did his job. Yeah. Okay.
And that was a game on home ice as well, because then they obviously lost game 5 in Van, came back, won game 6 with Stuart Skinner, blew out the Canucks, and then game 7, Skinner played awesome in Vancouver.
Yeah.
What was his save percentage in that one, actually? He, in game 7 against Van, he stopped 15-17. Man, that's looking back on this. But insanity. The Oilers in those final 2 games against the Canucks allowed a combined 32 shots on
But
net.
remember,
That's what they were doing. They were just shutting it down,
Yeah.
and they're doing it again now.
Yep.
in that game 7, the Canucks didn't score until the last 3 minutes of the game. They scored 2 really quick goals.
Yeah, Hronik and someone else.
Yeah, it was a defenseman. I can't remember his name. Myers.
Sorry, Garland and then Hronik.
Damn it. I didn't know it was Myers. But do you remember
So long ago.
Zadorov had that great chance and JT Miller blocked it?
Yeah.
Thanks, JT.
Never forget. Once an Oiler, always an Oiler, or something like that. All right, I want to get to one big take. It's brought to you by our friends at Budweiser. Budweiser has been brewed in Edmonton for 45 years, and you already know they've been partnering with Mark Messier, a proud Edmontonian, on a new limited edition can that is set out to ignite the City of Champions spirit during the brewing process. Budweiser even brought the original City of Champions sign back into the brewery, which I thought was so cool. I had a chance to go down and check it out. And if you haven't seen these beautiful cans yet, give the people another look, Aaron. The Edmonton writing in the famous Budweiser script, the 11 for Mark Messier, the inscription on there, the carrot with 5 bites taken out of it.
The C
The C. Where's
on your thumb.
Right there.
Oh, yeah, on the side. That's pretty sweet.
I never noticed that.
A new detail every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Shout out to Budweiser. Shout out to Mark Messier. Love that they're bringing back the City of Champions moniker. All right, here's my one big take. And I kind of had this in the series against LA when they were down 2-0. Or no, I think it was the 2-1 game. But I said, Connor and Leon, let's go. Take over a hockey game, pedal to the floor, and tonight I think is just a chance for that. You're going to get a way better effort from everyone on the Golden Knights. At least you should. Mm-hmm. This is a game where a power play can make a massive difference. Getting a timely goal at some point can make a massive difference. I would just love to see Connor and Leon kind of okay, everyone's been talking about the depth, and that's great. We're a much better team than we've been in the past. You could argue, well-rounded team. But Connor and Leon tonight, just stretch out a little bit and go, this one's on us. Brownie, doing great. Arvidsson, all these guys, Frederick, you guys are all playing awesome. Tonight, we got it.
So what do you need from them? Because last game they had the first goal and the second goal.
They were great.
But you need 2 more.
I want a 4-point night, 2 power play goals, just crush their spirit.
A big power play goal would be impactful.
Would be nice to have a rip. We haven't had a ripping PP night.
No. And I've been itching for a ripping PP night.
So funny.
Bring it back on the rails. Vegas, PK, 26th in the NHL in the regular season.
I mean,
because they were never on the penalty kill. They never got a chance to
I think they were
play.
second in PIMS. So, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they are disciplined. But all we have to do is keep moving our feet. Keep putting the pressure. Keep possession of the puck. They will take penalties. Yeah.
Yeah, make them take the penalty.
Yeah.
We're quick. I do agree with what Gregor said too. I think the speed of the Oilers is underrated. I don't think they're the quickest team in the league by
But they're
any means,
skating fast and playing fast, right?
Yeah, and I think they do play a pretty good tempo of hockey. So, I like that take, Ty, but I don't see it.
You think it's just going to be...
I don't think they...
You don't believe in the Oilers?
No, I believe in the Oilers. I just think that when that time, the LA game 1, McDavid just decided it was his time to put the team on his back. But I don't think that's the same team. I don't think McDavid needs to do that. He will come out and what do you have, 2 points, 3 points last game, whatever it ended up being, 2? That's awesome.
Am I a fool for still, a part of this take is, they scored 4 goals, they won last game, they only needed 3. There's a little part of me that's you might need 5 to win.
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
I don't disagree. I think they could, but I think this team is also just good enough to do it without them. Mm-hmm. I'll do it. Sounds like I'm underselling the impact.
It doesn't. I know what you're saying, though. It doesn't need all of them.
Yeah.
They're always going to be a factor. It's just, are they a 1-point factor or a 5-point factor? They're always going to be a factor. Mm-hmm. They're going to create havoc. There's not one game that they've played this series where they've not created havoc in the offensive zone. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what they do. And sometimes they just rake points in, and sometimes it gets defended or goalie makes a good stop or whatever, but they're going to be there. They're going to be there. They're thinking what you want them to be.
Yep.
It's just, will they get a puck past the goalie?
Bruce Cassidy one more thing quickly. Speaking to the media after practice, no Dorofeyev. That's confirmed. He said Pietrangelo has a chance to play tonight. There's no way this is an illness. If the sin bin guys are alluding to it with Gregor and he practiced both days, but then magically for warmups wasn't ready to go last game, and now you're saying there's a chance, like, I don't think if you were Bruce Cassidy and Pietrangelo was going to play tonight, I don't think you'd mess around. I think you would just come out and be like, he's good to go. He's playing.
If Petro's not playing tonight, you
have to win.
There's blood in the water. You got to take that one.
Yeah.
You got to take that one.
And I was getting a little worried about that last game. That they weren't, that Aiden Hill was going to steal the game for them. Then they just weren't able to get it.
He's just so big, eh?
Hill?
Yeah,
he's just a massive human.
He's developed into a pretty reliable goalie. Mm-hmm. There's no doubt about it.
I forgot to say, by the way, Jason Gregor, not only was he on the Star Mechanical guest line, he was also brought to you by Tourism Jasper. This summer, find your happy place in Jasper. From hiking trails, paddling wild waters, or sharing laughs by the fire, happiness finds you in Jasper, and they're ready to welcome you back for more unforgettable moments. Your best summer memories aren't behind you. They're waiting for you this summer in Jasper. Plan your trip at jasper.travel/summer. We're going to keep cruising along with things.
I'm already going. I'm going to Jasper this summer.
When?
Me too.
In July.
Me too.
July 18th.
Group trip?
Me too.
Why? Wait. Are you guys doing stuff without me?
I'm at a wedding.
I'm avoiding a stag.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's my stag weekend.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I thought you were fucking taking the piss with me. I liked it.
No, it's not your stag weekend.
When's your stag weekend?
Yours is like a 13th.
No, it's the 18th.
No, it's not. I
just pulled out of a golf tournament on the 18th of July.
It's not that.
Yeah, it's the we leave on the 10th and we come back on the 13th.
Yeah. Yeah.
I owe someone a text saying I'm actually back in.
All right. You're back
Whoopsies.
in. Maybe just confirm that, though.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Well, I guess now I need to move my Jasper trip. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to Jasper that weekend now, right?
See you there.
All right.
Okay. Whoops. This is Liam's favorite segment, and he is especially fired up for it today. It is What's Trending.
Yes.
What is trending?
Well, get ready.
What isn't trending?
It's
That's
brought,
the question.
It's brought to you by Litco Law. Do you think you might need a personal injury lawyer, but you're not sure and you don't know where to start? Litco Law has been helping injured Edmontonians for over 50 years. They pride themselves on being lawyers you'll love. They're friendly, approachable, they actually care, and you can always get a hold of them when you need them. Don't take my word for it. Go to litcolaw.com and find out for yourself. Every consult is free, so what do you have to lose? litcolaw.com. We have a new pope.
Woo!
Oh, we got the white smoke.
We got the white smoke. We got the new pope.
Early today.
He is born in Philadelphia, the first American pope.
How long was the conclave?
Oh, Chicago, sorry.
But he went to Villanova.
Not even a day.
Wow,
They
that's is that
shut it
record
down.
setting?
I don't know.
The last time a pope was selected this fast was 1967.
I think.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, weird. That is Maple Leafs fans are going to be holding on to that one.
Wow.
I think I read like the longest conclave was like 30 years or something. It was or 3 years. It was something crazy.
What is the
What's his name? What's the new
Well,
pope's name?
so wait.
Real name and then pope name.
Don't. I'm not going to give you his pope name. His real name is
Robert Francis Prevost.
Okay.
And you
think
ready
his pope
for it's maybe an omen for tonight?
Connor? Pope Connor. Pope Leon.
Pope Leo.
Whoa. The longest conclave was 2 years and 9 months.
Oh,
Okay.
Also, the 67 thing was not true. That was what?
Play for the 67s?
No,
the
that was
76ers?
the What Chaos guys threw me for a loop.
It's the shortest
classic.
conclave.
Also, this just made me laugh online today. I saw it this morning.
Antonio Brown, new pope.
The shortest
confirmed?
one was a little over a day, 20 hours, in 1939.
And how long was this one?
I think a couple days.
Probably short. No, it was yesterday.
Because all the Cardinals need to vote 2/3, and I think they can't even like talk to each other or something about it.
No, I don't think. I think it is silent in there.
Yeah.
So crazy. He must have been a well-liked man.
So you just make a ton of eye contact.
Never make eye contact.
You're in the Sistine Chapel, so you're probably just staring up.
Straight up.
Yeah, lots to see.
Well, congrats.
For what?
Well, that's a big deal.
The Pope?
Yeah.
Why is that a big
Isn't
me?
that a big deal for England?
No.
No,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
thinking
you
of
have your own church.
You're thinking of the
the
Queen.
Church of England we
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
You're ran by the
You're the
king,
Archbishop of Canterbury. That's the big dog.
Yeah, this is big for the Catholics,
Yep.
which is Italy.
Yeah, correct, Liam. You nailed it.
And now America.
Jay Woodcroft was a finalist, not for the Pope job, but for the Anaheim Ducks head coaching job. They're going a different direction. But Woody in the mix again. I still think he lands in Vancouver.
Who's going in a different direction? The Pope?
Did you actually not hear who they went with?
No.
Oh, where do you? Okay,
Quenneville.
Joel Quenneville.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
All right, he's back.
Yep.
He's back. Who are we to judge? We have
Stan Bowman's our GM, so I mean, whatever.
Yeah, is what it is, I guess.
I will reserve judgment until I hear the press conference, I suppose.
I think you might have heard it already.
Just replay the Stan Bowman press conference? Yeah, probably.
Similar. But at least I think we heard a lot more about what Bowman had done, I guess.
Yeah, we haven't heard all that much about.
But he's
Quenneville.
also not in our market, and we obviously are here in Edmonton. So,
Yep.
What else is trending?
I honestly think that was kind of it.
Oh, WHL draft.
Oh, yeah? Who did your Penticton Vs take fourth
Who did
overall?
my Moose Jaw Warriors take?
The Moose Jaw Warriors took
They sent out a very funny tweet about Tim Hortons that kind of made me laugh.
Cash Elke from Lanigan.
And you had eyes on him, obviously.
I'll tell you about him after the show.
Oh, you can't tell me about him on the show. You sneaky
We took
devil.
Thor Lifferton, the power of Thor, fourth overall. The power of, what was he, the God of Thunder?
Mm-hmm. And you're obviously very excited about the selection.
Very excited.
Is he the one from Alaska?
No, that's our U.S. draft pick. Morris is from Alaska. Played at Shattuck St. Mary's last season.
Ooh, that's a big deal.
Had 111 points in like 35 games. Kid can play. So, yeah, they're now in the fourth round. Who did we just take?
Do you have...
Banasevic.
Moving on what's trending. Do you have the embellishment call from
Give me 2
Toronto?
seconds.
Did you see this? Please tell me you've seen anything that's happened in the world.
This was
over 12
crazy.
hours.
This must be a
Was
crazy
this last
segment.
night?
Yeah.
No, I got. I had the longest day of my life yesterday. I went to bed at 8.
Evan Rodriguez gets ran from behind by Scott Lawton in the Leafs-Panthers game. And we're going to roll the clip here in a couple of minutes. And like,
How about the Leafs up 2-0?
up to rip. It is unbelievable. Mitch Marner's even scoring big goals for them now. It's crazy. There's a new Pope. But here's the hit, Jay. Scott Lawton, bang, right in the numbers.
Yeah.
They gave Rodriguez 2 minutes for embellishment.
Wow.
The officiating in these playoffs has been absolutely insane.
You know what?
That's crazy. You can't call that.
What's he supposed to do?
You got hit from
Okay,
behind.
no. My comment
down.
is
He left the game.
that is not embellishment, but it doesn't. You name 1 year of 2022 playoffs. Roughing was terrible, inconsistent. 2023 roughing was. That's just a constant.
You think so?
Yes, we bitch about it all the time.
This is terrible, though.
So is it
It's a horrific call.
The other thing that's bugged me this year is how the NHL is again just like changing this. Which maybe that you maybe right. Maybe they do this all the time, but they're just changing the standard on.
But
shit.
we're always bitching about refs. When do we stop death
guess.
taxes and bitching about the refs? Like this is refs calls.
I was super annoyed at that Connor Brown call, the goalie interference one the other day. And
Oh,
then when
that was bad.
Well, and then I hear on the intermission on Sportsnet that the league kind of sent out a memo being like, after what happened to Stolarz, like we need to be harder on goalie interference or whatever. And it's
Oh my
like you
God.
can't be changing the rule book midway through a series because one call got a lot of media attention. Also, Mikey Anderson didn't get called for murdering Calvin Pickard.
You know what?
way bigger hit.
You know what we should do is we should take hitting out of the game. People get hurt when they're hitting. We should do that.
I just don't understand that one.
And maybe everyone's stick should be made of rubber because if you get hit too hard with a stick, you can get hurt.
Well, Thomas Hurdle got hit pretty hard with the stick last game.
Well, 4 minutes. We paid the price.
I know. We talked about it yesterday, but everyone was like, oh, the first 10 minutes, the Golden Knights dominated. It's like, no, they were on the power play for 4 minutes. Like, they didn't dominate the Oilers. They just got a 4-minute power play out of the gates, and it's hard to grab back momentum when you give up a 4-minute power play. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get to our bets for today because I'm excited for this. I got a big one. I'm going for a little bit of a swing here.
Why do you guys have to swing?
Betting segment brought to you by Bet365, an official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. They got you from game props, player props, totals, and money line. You can even bet on futures like series winners, conference champions, and of course, the Stanley Cup champion. Whatever you bet, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app, get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. You know what one of my recommended bets was for the second round?
Yep.
Mikko Rantanen over 2.5 goals.
Wow. Hit.
Nailed it. Game 1.
6 goals in his last 2 games.
Yeah, crazy.
That is wild.
It's
Maybe
unbelievable.
Maybe shadow that guy.
He's got to be like, I'm going to fire up the futures tab here on Bet365. He has to be the Conn Smythe odds-on favorite right now. Yeah, he is. Plus 550, McDavid, then Draisaitl are your top three in Conn Smythe odds.
Yeah, Dallas is going to be a problem.
Yeah, I assuming they get through Winnipeg. I mean, we'll see. Never judge a series after one game, I suppose. But the Stars jumped all the way up after that game one win. Minus 360 favorites in that series against the Jets. The Oilers, after their game one win, shot all the way up to minus 225 after opening as dogs.
What's the Jets line?
Plus 280.
Probably worth a sprinkle.
You think?
You believe?
I just think they're like,
Team of
it's
destiny.
one game. The Oilers were down 2-0, and they were plus like
And it was a
300.
close game too, right?
3-2 final, wasn't it?
Yep.
It took literally one player to take over the game.
Yeah.
But the coach of, what's his name? Not Paul Maurice.
O'Neill?
O'Neill.
Scott O'Neill.
Mm-hmm.
Said they played like it was game 45 in December yesterday.
Didn't
They're
like their
tired.
intensity.
I know they both
They
went
put
to
a lot
7,
in.
but the Jets is more recent than them, and they went to double overtime. That's almost a schedule loss. If you're a Jets fan, that's what you need to think.
Was that Shifley's first game back?
Yeah. So, I mean, you should expect him to get a little bit better.
And he
Had a goal.
scored. He was a factor.
Yeah, he did score. Oh, I needed one more Kyle Connor point to cash a big one last night. Or one Kyle Connor point in general. I didn't get it. And I saw Shifley scored. I'm like, here we go. He was on the ice. No, didn't get a point. Our betting challenge tonight for Bet365, boys. Oh, my God.
Wow, that's a lot of units, eh?
You're kind of like the Oilers in the sense that you sleptwalk your way through the regular season and turn on the Jets.
It's the photo.
Units, boys.
It's the photo on that challenge.
Did you even accumulate that many units in the regular season?
No. Wow, 82-game regular season. Listen, you hit one bet, Jay.
I've hit 4.
Well, you hit one bet, then now you're just back to betting money line every day.
No, I was inspired. I knew Frederick was going to score.
All right.
Should have parlayed with a Connor Brown goal yesterday. I bet him individually.
Aaron
I bet a
hammered-
Connor Brown goal.
Yeah, I rode with you.
Can I change my bet?
I haven't shown it yet, so yeah. Technically, I go card laid, card played. So once it
Okay.
hits the screen,
Well, then I'll go first.
I'll send you a link.
okay.
Unlock Jay.
Would you?
No, my bet's already in.
I know, but I don't want you to see.
I got a little same gamer. Comes up to plus 600. Connor 2 points. Leon 2 points. Leon goal. Leon 3+ shots. Oilers on the money line. Juice it. Plus 600.
Leon
Pope
to
Leo.
score.
Yeah. I need a Leon goal in there. 2 points for Connor and
I
Leon.
mean, if Leon
Both
gets
of
2 points, he's scoring.
them. Yep.
Connor's definitely assisting it. Mm-hmm. Connor's assisting Corey Perry.
Mm-hmm. I like this one. Plus 600, I think, is very good value considering this just takes the power play getting hot, more or less.
Yep.
So I'm betting on the power play to get hot. Jay, what do you got?
Yeah, just going base hit tonight. Just want to get the job done. Get up 2-0 in the series. So that's it. I want the Oilers to focus on that job.
Okay, Aaron, I'm emailing it to you.
I'm betting accordingly.
Plus 110. They're still dogs. That's
I
interesting.
know, and it's plus 110. Like, am I gonna live outside of that and bet some gold props? You better believe it.
There you go, Aaron.
Can't wait to see what you've got cooked up.
I would
Is
do
Liam at K Days? No.
tonight. I would do if I was gonna pair my money line with a goal, I'd probably go Boosh.
Ooh. Again, power play, right? That's kind of what I'm
I'd
thinking
probably
of this
go
one.
Boosh.
Boosh goal, hey? Is that right? Is that right?
What do you got there, money bags?
I like this.
Is that what
Liam.
you did? You sneaky
You
little
got it,
devil.
Aaron?
Yeah, I'm just bringing it in.
All right.
Is it just Boosh goal?
No. Don't be silly, Jay.
Wow, Liam, come on.
Well, you're too far ahead of me now. And I gotta, you've made me change my entire approach.
Yeah,
on life.
so now can you put some
I put some respect
empathy
in the
towards
game.
me in the
There we
regular
go.
season?
Oh, puck line.
Puck
Let's
line
go.
and Boosh goal plus 1,000.
I hope you win.
Me too.
I
Me
really hope
3.
you win because it's not quite enough to put you ahead of me, but it's a nice bite and that is a nice. I might ride with you on that one.
So you went. This was Liam's bet before.
Yeah.
So there we go.
So yeah, before I just did money line and Draisaitl goal.
You're feeling it. Is it because you think Petro's not playing?
No, it's because I want to win this challenge. And you're forcing my hand. I'm currently last. That's not good.
Someone in the chat asked us, how much would you bet on a Kane goal tonight? He's got 2 goals in 6 games, so goal every 3
Probably
games.
do.
He's plus 320.
You might be due for a hat trick.
Yeah,
There
you're
was
talking.
so before the series started, you could do a bet that was like, will this player score a hat trick in their series? And Kane was 35-1. Would have been decent to jump at.
My friend at his work, they have a board and it says locks of the night. And he wrote on there, first one of the day, Kane 3 points. So now you
3.
said it. He said it. I feel like he's got a big night ahead of him.
3 points.
Yeah.
18-1. Whew.
Wow.
So is it?
Set up, man. Nice pass to Hyman there.
Yeah, that's fair. He did have an apple last
Oh,
game.
also, let me have a peek of this thing too quickly because his last game, this was just bonkers. Do they have
shot prop?
Do they have power play points on yet?
Oh, they do have
Oh,
power
they don't
play.
have it up yet. Zach Hyman last game was plus 650 to get a power play point.
They got it up.
525.
Are they up?
Plus
oh,
525
Sorry, I'm on the
tonight.
same game parlay. That's why. 525.
Bouchard plus 250 to get a power play point.
Really?
Yeah, 525. McDavid, Draisaitl plus 140. Nuge plus 300. Even Perry, like if he's plus 500.
I feel like I'd roll with Perry because they
well,
seem to
I'd
be
just do
starting
both.
him.
Just do both.
You could do all of them.
I like Bouch. Oh, just run the ladder. All 6 of them. Hope the power play gets hot tonight.
Because the thing is, like, the only way you wouldn't really, because even if McDavid and Draisaitl hit, they connected on one, and you got one of the other guys,
You're making
it
money.
would cover everything.
It would cover everything, at least everything.
And then if they don't, and you get 2 of the other guys, then you're definitely covered on everything. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, that is that's
Run the ladder. Run the ladder on
Should
power
we
play.
ladder?
points.
I'm
Now, if
laddering.
that second unit gets out there, and it's Henrique, Nurse, and I don't know whoever else gets on there, I'm gonna be upset.
Golden Knights just don't take a penalty tonight.
God.
Oh, man. Okay, boys, let's continue along. First off, shout out to everybody in the YouTube chat, brought to you by Odd Company Brewing and the Nation Beer Everyday Lager. 2 locations in Edmonton. I know Mistaken Mexican, our friend, is driving up for Saturday.
Oh,
Stop
really?
by Odd Company on the south side. You're basically going to be driving right past it down in the Ritchie area. Grab yourself a flat. You're good for the rest of the playoffs, we think. Odd Company Brewing, 2 locations in the city. We did get a couple of super chats earlier on that I happened to gloss over. The Canadian Phoenix dropped in $27.99 just to hate on Craig Button. Yeah. Weird how quiet Craig Button's been about the Oil lately. I've never thought of him as much of an Oilers hater, actually.
No, me neither.
Jaron is in. I'm saying that right, finally. I listened to the Locked On Vegas show. They don't think Petro is going to help much, and they know we are faster.
Damn.
Scared. I'm scared go to church, as the new Pope says.
Did he say that?
I don't know. Probably he's from Chicago.
What do we know about him?
Trust him.
Yeah, that's a trustworthy face right there.
He went to Villanova. That's all I know.
That's so funny.
He looks young.
Yeah,
For a Pope.
69 years of age.
he looks great for 69.
Yeah.
Cup year also dropped in $13.99. Liam, please say aluminum, and after that, give me a cup year.
Aluminium. Cup year.
But that's not a. Is that how it's like spelt in England?
Spelt the same, yeah.
Aluminium, yeah. That's how the
Aluminium.
Aussies say it too.
Wait, one more time?
Aluminium.
Okay.
And you guys say
Aluminium.
what? Aluminum? Yeah. Not really a word I say in my day-to-day life, but I'll be honest. Even in England, when I was...
Alfoil. That's what the Aussies call it. Alfoil.
Alfoil?
Yeah.
What's that?
Aluminum foil. Aluminium foil.
We call it tin foil.
Yeah, I call it tin foil as well, but it's not made of tin.
Is
It's
it not?
aluminium.
Is it really? Oh, I did not
Well,
know
maybe
that.
tin's an element within the aluminium complex.
Mistaken Mexican says he grabbed 2 flats before the playoffs and he's already crushed one of them.
Hey.
It's a good man right there.
I picked up a flat for myself before round 1, and the funny part is I don't even watch Oiler games at home, but I also finished the flat.
Sounds like someone's not respecting the off days. Makes you think.
Practice
How's
how you
the
play.
tree, Aaron? How's the tree?
I went to town on it yesterday for about 3-4 hours. Shout out my buddy Rage. He operated the chainsaw. I did not.
Well, if he's
And,
called Rage, I'd give him the
yeah,
chainsaw
exactly.
as
No,
well.
yeah.
If you
He's a
don't
handyman. I gave him beer. So there we go. We fed him. Took hours. There's still more. I have so much firewood in my backyard now. Come over for a fire. Anytime.
Yeah,
Jay, yesterday my tree.
yeah.
it
Do
was-
you have it still?
No, I don't think I have it
Oh,
in
his
here.
tree
But
fell down.
during the Oilers game on game 1, I got a text during pre-gaming that my tree in the backyard had completely fallen over into my fence.
Yeah, like messed up your whole fence.
Big
Side.
tree?
Pretty big
yeah.
tree. Like, yeah.
Give him
Wow.
4 hours to chop it up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out. But we're good.
All right, boys. Let's get some positivity going to wrap up a Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the show.
Negative?
No, not at all. But I'm
okay.
saying let's just really bring it. Also, this got to be just there you go.
Mm-hmm. 11 more. That's definitely not centered.
More.
One more. Yeah, that one. You nudged it back then.
No, I think from the
Okay. Shout out to our friends at Sherwood Ford the Giant and the Nation Valet Service. I used it again. I've used it twice in the last month, actually.
I saw the video of you using it.
Oh, yeah?
It looked so relaxing.
It did. Even on Monday when we went to go Tuesday to do the show live from there, Liam had 2 helpings at Sherbucks. Anyways, plenty of reasons to make Sherwood Ford the Giant your next dealership. Also,
Just shoveling in the Sherbucks.
so many people have been using Nation Valet. They're almost out of the packages.
Awesome.
So we got to go get them some more Oilers Nation air fresheners.
Yep.
So they can keep giving those out. Also, shout out to our friends at Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. They also offer door-to-door service, whether it's an ATV, a motorcycle, your boat. They'll come pick it up, come work on it at the shop, bring it right back to you. It is about that time of year. You're going to want to beat the rush, which is always May long. That's what they told me. So you want to get your stuff in right away. And again, they make it so easy. They'll come pick up your stuff for you with their door-to-door service. Keys to victory for Sherwood Power Sports and Marine, boys. What do you want to see tonight? My key to victory in game 1 was Calvin Pickard just be average and this team's going to win. And that kind of did come true. Tonight, I'll say, listen, I love Calvin Pickard. Our pal Cal, big pick energy. They also have the new Pickles thing that goes up on the screen at Oilers games, which I think is cool. I'm not going to sit here and say Calvin Pickard holds them to under 2 goals or even under 3 goals for back-to-back games. I think this Vegas team will be a little more desperate and a little more hungry. They'll get the offense going. I will say the Oilers need to score. I will say the key to victory tonight, 5 goals, 2 of them on the power play. Big guns, do your thing.
You go ahead, Jay.
My key to victory is especially if Petro's out, just smell the blood, boys, and do not take your foot off the gas. You have a very good chance, an opportunity to get up 2-0 in this series, and that totally tilts everything. And allows us to, hopefully wrap things up sooner rather than later and start focusing about the next dragon we need to slay. So job's not done, but do not take your foot off the gas. You have a real opportunity here.
I'm going to say, kind of building off what Jay said too, I think the start is going to be pretty key for Edmonton. Don't put yourself in a hole again. It's impressive. It's the best. First team in NHL history to win 5 games in a row from behind in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Don't make it 6. Let's just get ahead in this game
like
and just
that.
dictate it ourselves.
It's going to happen, though.
I know. We're totally going down
It's
2-0
just gonna
at some
happen.
point, or 2-1. But
My key to victory, Oilers defense. Just be smart with the puck in your own end. We saw Klingberg take his time, head up, beautiful breakouts. Don't gift wrap Vegas opportunities in your own end, because we know the Oilers tend to love to do that from time to time. But I thought game 1, they were great at handling the puck on their own end. Vegas forecheck had nothing.
Expect the forecheck from Vegas to be
Exactly
Intense.
and more intense.
It's a
'Cause that's
team-
normally the thing.
Yeah, it's a team and that also veteran group. They've had Bruce Cassidy for a number of years. They usually respond pretty well to their head coach. Jaron is in and says, did you guys talk about Bruce blaming their own ice? I did not see that at all. I know obviously they had the boxing match on Monday or Sunday or something, but
that's
still.
we had to play on the same ice.
I know. That doesn't make a ton of sense
Yeah,
to me.
is it brutal? Sure. It's Vegas, 400 degrees.
yeah, what do you expect?
I had one more thing that I really wanted to say for the end of the show. I agreed with you on get out to a lead in this hockey game because, I mean, listen, there's a reason the 5 straight comeback wins is an NHL record. It's very hard to come back in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I'm not quite sure what else I had there. Really want to see a power play goal tonight. I'm manifesting that with my Bet365 account. I like that plan from us. But I think that was kind of everything.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add.
Blue line's got to keep, like Aaron said, sort of piecing it together.
Go to Greta.
Oh, that is what I wanted to say. Yes, I'll be at Greta tonight. Obviously, Aaron's doing pre- and post-game live from the bar. 6:30 start for pre-gaming with Boardsy live at Greta. Game day deals are fantastic. Half-price wings, deals on Bud. Pitchers as well are on special. I think that's pitchers of Bud. Giddy up. Get down to Greta tonight. I'll be there. Aaron will be there. Reese? Doesn't know.
I'll go.
You're going to come tonight.
Yeah.
The barbecue rice bowl is
Ooh, barbecue rice ball.
Big Mac poutine. Had another
Doing
one.
giveaways, doing trivia, all of that good stuff. If you want to reserve your spot, there's the number on your screen right now, 587-418-8507.
If you're looking for something to do on Saturday, you call them now. You don't wait. You call now.
Yeah, I mean, it might honestly
And it might already,
be.
but hey, you can stand with me in the corner.
Yep.
It'll be a great time.
All of our playoff watch parties at Greta, presented by Fountain Tire. Going to be a fun night tonight. We'll love to see more people down at Greta. It's a Thursday night. You know my rule on Thursdays. You're going to be hungover. Be hungover on company time. Did the Oilers win last time they played on a Thursday?
Yep.
They clinched.
Game 6.
And I wasn't hungover with the Bender extender. Shut up.
Okay. I'm probably going to pop a couple of those tonight. Yeah, Greta's always a vibe. I'm excited to get down there tonight. Get down there nice and early. Have dinner. Let's go. All right, boys.
Also, too,
Yep.
just on, if you're coming to Greta tonight and you're just looking to watch the game and you'll like be driving home after, that parking is so cheap underground.
Oh, yeah.
Go check that out.
It actually is like,
It's
so
like $2
park
an
at
hour.
Greta, go and have your little
Yeah.
pregame pop. Go to the game, come back. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The parking's right behind the pint for the Greta one to go under.
Yeah,
Let's
there's
go
the
down.
underground thing. Yeah. All right, boys. That is a wrap on today's edition of the show. Pre-gaming tonight at 6:30. You'll have Doobie along with you. Who else is with you?
Zachary Lang.
Gregor, thanks to him for popping on. You can find him live in an hour on the Oilers Nation YouTube. So, again, if you didn't watch Ask Doobie yesterday, go watch Ask Doobie. That was a great edition of the show. That'll almost bring you right to 2 o'clock. Gregor, that'll pretty much bring you right into pregame with Boardsy. We got you covered on a game day here. Written coverage, OilersNation.com. Bruce Kurlock had an unbelievable breakdown of game 1 of the series, which I really enjoyed. So go read that in the meantime. Shout out to everybody in the YouTube. We'll see you all back again tomorrow when the Oilers could be up 2-0. Enjoy the game. Oil up.